What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of How to Become a Better Player in Warzone. Today we're going to be discussing duos gameplay and teaching you guys the ins and outs of how to become more efficient at winning more games in Warzone instantly. If you guys do enjoy it, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe right now. But without any further ado, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, right off the bat, we have a regain situation. Luckily, it's early game, so there's really not that much you need to do. Now, most wanted bounties in all modes aren't a bad idea, but when it comes to duos, I kind of say stay away from them because, again, it's early game and there's a lot of loot everywhere. These buildings to our right-hand side might not be touched, and I think the odds of finding $4,000 is really well when you compare it to the possibility of getting stats when you have the most wanted bounty.
Enemy operators are searching for bombs.
We do have somebody initiating a nuclear bomb, which is pretty dope, not gonna lie. So maybe we can spectate that. But anyway, again, going to an area where you can loot a lot of money is a better idea in my eyes in duos if you just need to buy one teammate back. Now, it was unfortunate that a player happened to be here. I don't think he was camping, he was just looting, and that's what happens in regain situations. But again, most wanted bounties and trios and quads, you need to get multiple teammates back, and it's harder to find $8,000, $12,000. I'm 100% for that. But again, one player, $4 grand, so easy to come by. Just land at a compound near a buy station, grab your money, and go get your homie back. I'm gonna go ahead and put my headset on. I have no idea what the hell is happening right now. All right, a lot of separation from your boy and Carlos of duty.
Enemy operators have located a bomb element. Do not let them acquire more components.
All right, unfortunately, they did go down over here by the buy. And again, I want you guys to notice how close the last guy we're spectating was to the buy station. All right, right now, all we're doing is alerting a duo to our presence. I don't mind the aggressiveness, but again, right now we gotta go into buyback mode. What I would do in this situation is wait to see, does your teammate lose or win the ghoulie? I wouldn't want to attract that duo's attention because if our teammate does lose, we can go to the buy safely-ish, right? We can sneak over there, get the buy off, and hopefully hightail out of there. But now we've alerted the duo to our presence, we've pissed them off, and the odds of getting our teammate back at this loading or at this buy station in particular, I keep saying loading, but at this buy station in particular is going to be a lot harder than it would have been if we just would have snuck in there. So at this point here, when you're in this weird stalemate, you see a duo sitting on the buy station, you get your homie back, it's time just to bail out and go to a different one. And I love the fuck that Gomez is like, yo, Carlos, step away, back the hell up, go to the other one. That's exactly what you need to do. And as players, as teammates, whether you're leading or not, you need to correct your teammate. If your teammate's getting two tunnel vision on something that's incorrect, like your boy Carlos was, be like Gomez, step up to the plate and say, yo, kid, get my ass back right now, brother. Wait way too long. They got people here doing nukes, man. We can't be messing around. All right, the crouch walking by the buy. Don't mind you scanning it, but I do think we're taking a little too long because we do have smokes, and that vehicle in the mini map did look like he was coming this way. So I want to put a little bit more haste behind that buy. This team over here, it's getting all these. They're probably gonna get this nuke done. All elements acquired. Holy crap! We've actually never witnessed a nuke going off. I've had several in games that I've played, and fortunately we were able to take them out. One time they almost launched it on us and it glitched the last 1 second. Not even kidding. The last second, the entire nuke glitched, and it saved our game, thankfully. I'm not really sure what Carlos is doing right now. He's like a parkour champion, so through his head it looks like he's trying to scan around him, but look, we should probably. What's he do? What's he do? I was gonna say he should probably get his teammate some money so his teammate can buy his weapons. All right, let's rewind a second. So while he was sitting there parkouring like a champion of the world, he should have been looting, getting more money so that when his teammate Carlos came back, we could possibly have a loadout drop. Unfortunately, he did not. So what I thought was gonna happen was we would go to the buy station with Gomez, drop the last of our money, let him get his 2 weapons, and then we'd be good to go. But now we're just sitting on $9,000 Again, I'm assuming saving for the loadie when we should have already been looting before Gomez came back. But this right here is just the fear inside Carlos, not wanting to look around. Oh, they failed it, rip. Not wanting to look around by himself. So many players, when they're outnumbered, duos, trios, quads, when it's just them by themselves, they just freeze up. They look around, they're all hesitant and stuff. And again, you want to play safe to an extent, but you don't want to hinder your own gameplay because of the fear. But now the free loadout has dropped. We can go over there and get that. Gomez already has. And going back to the whole fear thing, we should probably be with our teammate if we don't like playing by ourselves. Gomez going one direction, we're going complete opposite. And again, we're going to see a split like we saw at the beginning of the game, where I think he's going to have the same fate. I think these guys, if they don't lock it in a little bit more, they're going to end up getting picked one at a time.
Recon flyover.
When your free loadout or your loadout is on the ground, guys, you have to make it priority to grab that loadout. There's no reason for this thing to be sitting on the ground for multiple minutes without you guys grabbing it. Unless you're just running, you see an orange crate or something crazy, then go ahead, stop, pick that up. But just sitting there checking buildings, going up and down staircases, things like that, you're just wasting time. Again, a lot of people in lobbies are really decent players or really goats, and they will push your ass the moment they get their loadie. So stop waiting and hesitating. All right, we got footsteps inside right here. He's trying to make a jump. Fortunately not able to. We do have drill charges. Nailed it. Your boy Carlos over here living it up.
Using drill charge. Throwing stun grenade.
He threw the stun. He thought it was gonna miss and bounce back to him, so he just ran. All right, so look, we threw the stun. I would save the stuns for when you're gonna push. If your teammate's pushing in there, stun the enemy and push with him. Did Carlos get the kill? I don't see a body anywhere. All right, so right now we have this, like, I don't know what to do, where to go mentality. You can see it going one way, going back. Look at our teammate, look at the train, look at the rocks, look at the birds. We don't know what we're doing right now. You have to make an effort to make a game plan no matter what happens. If the circle shifts out of your direction, you got to adapt and go somewhere else. So what you need to do right now is look at the zone. We can't pull up the map, unfortunately, because Activision, but pull up the map, look at the zone, ask yourself, where's the best place to have high ground and positioning, and or if I want to play the edge and gatekeep other people running in, where would be the best spot, right? Unfortunately, we can't really do that with this game in particular, or this match in particular, but this isn't the best spot I would be at. You could chase down audio pings, you can chase down most wanted, you could go and buy UAVs, which we do have. You can drive around in a vehicle. There's a Hummer over there by the buy station, so that's a nice wombo combo. Go to the buy a UE, get in the Hummer, and drive around while the UAV is going in the air, and then you can hopefully find some enemies, jump out on them, and clap some cheeks. And look, what they're doing right now, it looks like it's playing position, but again, this just really isn't a good position to be in. A lot of buildings in the center of this area right here, a lot of places enemies can sit, have cover and concealment. Just a very hard place to fight if it's not on the edge. Not much is really gonna happen. If you're playing slow and playing for wins, there's no shame in this type of style of play, just to let you guys know. But again, I would 100% prefer, yeah, you show that thing off. Look at that fucking gun. You would 100% be better off sitting in a better place of some altitude, right? AKA the circle favors skyscraper, buildings like that, buildings that basically when you look around the entire rooftop, everything is below you. You're on the high point. Everything around you is in a worse position.
Moving here.
Like right now, for instance, we are in a decent... Oh... The Cronin's one of the most accurate guns, bro. How do you miss that? No. So the two enemies were out in the open, wide out in the open. We had a good position because we had this wall. We had a nice heady like this, right? A little head glitch. Unfortunately, the whole mounting, unmounting threw his aim off. Sometimes you just have to rely on your own accuracy. Stop having to mount and unmount to think you're going to be a better shot. When in reality, sometimes it will make you worse. I mean, mounting will always make you more accurate, but if you're bouncing around shooting and then you mount, of course it's going to throw you off. There's no reason that we shouldn't have these two guys killed. Gomez is pushing him by himself, which I don't like. He does it again. Second time. Mistakes being made the exact same way. But Gomez is pushing. Oh my God. Okay, so one thing that I'm seeing from Carlos in particular is he doesn't sit still when he's shooting.
Got movement.
Again, brother, you got to learn your lesson. All right, one thing at a time. We'll talk about this after. But again, Gomez is in by himself. Let's see what he does. He might have cleaned it up by himself. Let's yeah, he's got 3 kills. So he solo duoed that one. So look, let's talk about aim, right? So we always say, especially controller players or any players, because it helps not get shot, you want to sidestep while you're shooting. You want to maintain movement. That's fine. I'm all for that. But when you're changing your elevation, it's going to move your reticle. It's going to move your crosshair, move your sight. It's going to move your aim all over the place. Carlos kept doing was sit there and he'd shoot, then he'd mount and he'd throw his aim off. Then he'd unmount, throw his aim off. Then he'd fall off the boxes, throw his aim off. Then he'd jump back up, throw his aim off. So again, you want to maintain movement in a fight, but don't be changing your elevation. Make sure your movement side to side and not this whole crazy thing, with the exception of drop shotting. That's a whole different conversation for a more close range fight. We talked about gatekeeping. We talked about getting in a good spot. This is not a good position. If you look at the buildings of the buy station, one, the buy station drop notifies enemies that there is or was a team over here. So if there are enemies rotating in, they're going to be on alert looking for a team sitting here, aka the guys we're spectating, aka us. Gatekeeping in a better spot is a better idea. There's no high ground here. It's all low ground or even ground. For instance, this team here, they don't have to come to us. I'd be more worried about teams coming in from downtown than I would be these guys. These guys will not push us. Now, why will they not push us? They don't need to. They have a zip. They have a buy station. They got a lot of buildings, a lot of cover concealment. There's no reason from the push. We're saying that closing the gap or again focusing on another area would be a better idea. Fortunately, the zone is rotating towards Rohan Oil. So if these guys were a little bit smart, they would jump up. Here we go. They might be on top of it. Get on this roof, gatekeep the guys on the edge of the zone, and then they can parachute basically almost all the way to Rohan. However, that sniper could pose a problem. Now, again, we need to think about the entire situation. We've got 2 teams we're engaging. First off, you got shot from the right-hand side. Pay attention to the hit indicator that's on your map. He got shot from the right. Focus on the fight at hand. Your teammates focus on the guys close to you. You should be focused on the guys close to you. The guys that you're going to gatekeep. Oh, weird. Shot came from his fucking right. Who would have thought? We need both be focused on the guys behind us. They're easier kills. Look at the glint. Hey, glint it up. No. You will not be able to contest a sniper with these guns, unfortunately. If these guys would focus on the fight behind them, get those easy 2 or 3 or 4 kills, bro.
Drill charge.
They wouldn't even be able to be seen by the sniper because they'd be playing the backside of this roof. Actually, let me see if Gomez might have killed the guy over there. I'm sitting there running my mouth, but yeah, he might have killed that guy. Regardless, though, Carlos should be helping him out, and they should have just rotated out of there. No sense trying to fight that sniper. He's playing that hill really well. Carlos clearly needs glasses like me. Dude's eyesight is horrendous. All right, guy on top of the rooftop of green to our left-hand side, right there in front of us. Again, pay attention to hit indicators. We have smoke grenades. Well, no. Carlos has flashes. Look, use what you want when it comes to the tactical equipment, but again, smokes will get you out of these bad spots. Glint, maybe he's got like a glint blindness. He can't see bright light. Maybe it's like the opposite of colorblind. You can see color, but when it comes to white, you're like, oh shit, I'm blind as fuck. He's sitting right there on the ladder. No, what are you studying? Wrong rooftop. Hey, Carlos, hey, get it together, brother. Gomez, aka the team carry, goes down, and don't worry, Carlos goes down as well. A 900% chance this dude fucking dies. Dolphin dive to his death. Ooh. I thought he was about to dolphin dive to his death. No shot.
Get
Guys on the rooftop. Yeah, there it is, baby. Get him out of here. Playing the edge is going to get you hurt. Now, let's talk about adaptation. Earlier, I was talking about climbing up the ladder of that building and the parachute in Rohan. We had to adapt to that plan, even if that was their plan because of the sniper. But with that being said, I was for the rotation left-hand side. If both of these guys would have had smoke grenades, they could have safely pushed this compound. I think Gomez was kind of crazy for being way up there and vulnerable. He should have smoked his way down, kind of where he threw smoke. But if both those teammates would have had smoke grenades, they would have been better off. Now, I'm not telling you guys don't use flashes. Flashes are not a bad tool for a highly aggressive player. But if you're playing the edge like those guys were, flashes are the worst thing you could have. If you guys are determined to play the edge of the zone like all of these players were spectating, you have to have smokes. Flashes win gunfights, smokes win games. I'm gonna put that on a damn shirt. Look at this guy, dolphin diving. And a bush, bro, look at him. Now I'm gonna say this real quick. It's gonna be, let me know in the comments. I'm ready for a heated argument. The Cronin on full auto is way better than single fire. Don't at me. If you can control the recoil, the full auto is way more lethal, in my opinion. Sure, you can 3-tap somebody with it, but I swear I could shoot 8-9 bullets faster than you can 3-tap and down them just as quick. I've been full auto on a mouse and keyboard and just absolutely beaming sons of bitches, bro. It's been lit. Although this video is after the nerf and I haven't played since Diablo came out, so feel free to slay away. But we all know how Activision nerfs their guns. They're probably not touched. Now look at the zone right now. There's a lot of clusters landing on that position, so because the enemies are distracted with getting absolutely shit on by clusters, use this opportunity to push the buildings. We have to push the buildings. Whether we do it now or later, it's going to be a hard fight. Doing it now would be easier because the enemies to our right-hand side are playing the edge also. But if we're playing the edge and everyone else is playing the edge and we push it at the same time, it's going to be a lot harder. So I like the early rotation, especially when the enemies, again, are distracted. I really would be way better off if your boy had smoke grenades. Thankfully, he does have smoke grenades. Now, a lot of people are like, Savage, I don't want to use smokes because it'll tell enemies I'm coming. Well, I mean, most enemies aren't blind, except for maybe Carlos when it comes to Glitz. Yo, Glitz, you're right, brother. Oh my God, yo. I think everybody's glint blind. Look at the glint. It's behind my webcam. It's right there. Look at this. See the guy running? There's a glint there. Look. And that's why you don't play the edge of the zone with this particular situation. Because you have no cover, no concealment, and you're very easy beams. Oh.
Using drill charge. Set the drill charge here. Throwing Semtex.
This is a tough fight, and I don't like the position to be 100. The rooftop is going to be a bitch, especially when the zone gets closed in more. We got to win this fight fast and take the inside. We have to. Now, peeking windows without being ADS, you know an enemy's already looking at ADS, is risky. It's not a bad move if you have a fast ADSing gun, but the ISO isn't the quickest ADSing weapon. This is something I want you guys to avoid doing. Again, in-game situations, you need to be in a position to gather intel. If we win the fight down below us, and he did get the kill, so if we win the fight down below us, well, I say he got the kill. I think there's another enemy down there, so it's a 2v1. But if there is, take the bottom, win the bottom, and then you can play the doorway. You can play the entire inside, play the second story windows right there, and you can look around. But because we're on the rooftop and we're so damn vulnerable, it's gonna be hard for us. Now, before we jump to the next rooftop, let's see where the zone rotates to. If you don't have the enemy in your crosshair, stop spamming your weapon. You might need those bullets later on. Great move by Lukita, actually pre-rotating this zone. Now look, there's a rock right here. You see this rock? Don't worry about getting saved. Gatekeep everybody coming in from these two buildings in front of us using this rock. Or we can just lay here and stare at nothing. There we go, let's fight. Ah, if only we would have played that rock, man. Shit, we had a gas mask for sure, but damn.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
Now look, it could have gone either way, right? You could play the rock, the enemy might not have ever peeked, but he did. Make sure if you're ever getting in a fight, use cover and concealment. You have to. Not to mention, again, if your boy would have had smoke grenades in that aspect right there, he could have smoked out with the gas mask and pushed the enemy, close the gap, and they could have collapsed. But they didn't have the tacticals they needed. They didn't have the cover they needed. And they just really didn't have a game plan for the last 2v2. They threw that game almost instantly. I love Lakita's pre-rotate. I love the fact that he jumped over there, smoked out, and was ready for it. But because the guy we were spectating was so hesitant, he was so slow on it, his ability to pre-rotate was already out the window. So the best thing for him to do was play that rock and watch the enemies leave those two buildings. But again, he decided to go prone, sit there, not gathering intel, and it cost him the game. Guys, if you have teammates out here throwing the games like this and causing your team to lose, send them these videos to help them get better at this game. But y'all have a good one, man. Good luck in Warzone. You're gonna need it.